cheese. Visiting Pacoche shows you that the coast is really so much more than a beach holiday. However, if you're looking to go to a beach, there are 3 great ones around Pacoche: San Lorenzo, Santa Marianita, and Ligüiqui. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, so please forgive me in advance. So right at the entrance to Pacoche, you park your car and then we are gonna walk in. Alright, so we just arrived at Pacoche Lodge, which is in the reserve. I thought for some reason when we parked, because they said, oh, park your car there, we'll walk in. We got things organized like we were gonna have to walk a long way. Not at all. We walked like 20 feet and then could see things. All right, room tour time. This cabana is so cute, very simple. There's also bunk beds here, so this is really nice for family. All of the cabanas have this deck, which looks out into the forest, and it gets better. There's a hammock, and then there's just some space outside. This is pretty spectacular. Oh, there's lots of storage space, which is awesome. And then the shower looks out. Oh, such a treat. This is so nice, but we do have some priorities. At 7, we had encebollado. We actually split a small one, and we haven't eaten since. And it's 1 p.m., which means I'm getting hangry. Oh, this is beautiful. It's the restaurant. Wow. Pacoche Lodge and Reserve is a private reserve intended to protect the land with responsible tourism. It has small lodging, a restaurant, and trails. So we're down at the beach in Ligüiqui, and we're at the only restaurant that's open on a Tuesday. It's called El Cacique de Ligüiqui, and that means the chief of this town, Ligüiqui. Now, this whole region is very interesting because it actually has 2 bioregions overlap, 2 very important bioregions for endemic plants and animals. And so you have the Choco bioregion, which we saw in Mindo and Mashpi, that starts in Panama, comes through Colombia, down through to northern Ecuador, and then you have the Tumbesina, which starts in northern Chile, comes up through Peru and into Ecuador. So they actually overlap here. So the Tumbesina is very arid. You've got the Atacames Desert in northern Chile, and then coming down, the Choco bioregion, very lush, like a rainforest type thing. And so it creates this unique atmosphere here. It's called a semi-arid forest. There are not a lot of them, and actually they are endangered, which is why we have the reserve here at Pacoche. So it's really fascinating driving down. We are in Pacoche, surrounded by all of these trees who are fighting this arid environment to survive and really thriving. They're so big, those plants. And then you come down the road and you see it start to get a little bit more dry. Now, part of that is due to deforestation in the area, which is a huge problem. But also you still see some green patches, and then you get to this beach. And this beach is like as dry as Salinas. It's very dry. So just going, 10-minute drive, and this area changes completely. All right, so I asked Andreas how it was, and he said, I'm not gonna tell you, which I already know is code for it's amazing, I want you to be surprised. I did get him to put a little bit of ají on this bolon. So this is a bolon de verde. It's made with mashed green plantain. Coming out, I knew it was gonna be good because it had this crust on the outside, this crusty crust. And then we've got the octopus on the inside. I have never had Bolon de Pulpo. Okay. Now it's funny because octopus can be so difficult to cook. It can be really chewy, so tender. I love it how you have this crust, and then soft inside. So good. Next up, a very simple dish. It's shrimp al ajillo, which is shrimp in a garlic sauce. I don't know why we have never gotten this dish on the coast yet. So most common shrimp is breaded in garlic sauce. I love it in cocado, which is in a coconut sauce. But if it's as half as good as this bolon, we are in a good place. Oh, it is. Shrimp is cooked perfectly. Has this nice, creamy, garlicky sauce. I've got some patacones here, beer. This is a fantastic lunch. All right, so it's just before sunset. We decided to have dinner at this time so we could sit outside because they have this gorgeous balcony outside the main dining room. Now it's a Tuesday, so we are the only guests here, but they said they would still make us dinner. And so when we got here, Andres took out his camera, and then I haven't seen him for hours. But I knew he would come back for dinner because we're having something special. We're having a shrimp tonga. So tonga doesn't refer to an Ecuadorian recipe or a recipe from Manabi, but actually the mode of transportation. So a tonga is a meal that's very large and wrapped in a banana leaf, and it's pre-Columbian or pre-Inca. And so what it is usually is there's rice, there's plantain, you've got mani, which is peanut, and then also some kind of protein. So I've had it before where it was chicken. You can get lots of things. Because we're in Manta, we're on the coast, we decided tonight we would have it with shrimp. So this is a tonga of Camaron. This is the shrimp tonga, and I can smell that mani. So here you can see it in a peanut sauce. You've got some shrimp, so much rice. It almost looks like it's almost like a polenta. But when you get closer, you can see that's all rice. So this is definitely a laborer's meal. You've got the rice, you've got the plantains. This one also has yuca. You've got this peanut paste, which is lots of protein. You've got the shrimp. This is definitely, I know I say it a lot, but this is definitely a meal you want to share. It is not for one person. That peanut paste is great. If you haven't had mani here, it doesn't taste like peanut butter. It's not sweet. It almost tastes like if you've ever had a peanut sauce, maybe you've had Thai or Indonesian food, maybe you've had satay with the peanut sauce. It's more of that. It's just a light, earthy flavor, and it's so good. And it's very indicative of food here in Manabi. When you talk about Manabi, that is synonymous with mani. This yuca is so good. There are so many birds and bugs and monkeys awake right now. Andreas is out bird watching, and I'm just sitting here enjoying this. I'm gonna write in my journal, I'm gonna meditate a little bit, enjoy the view. It's so comfy here. Last night, just listening to everything. through the night, and then as dawn started to happen, everything got even louder. It was so cool because they have all of these screened windows. You don't have to worry about the mosquitoes, but you can still hear everything. And because nobody's driving at night, it's just really peaceful. It's so nice. So this is the Tumbesina region. It is a semi-dry tropical forest. So that's different than what I saw in Papayacta, then Mindo, then Amazon. When they talk about Ecuador being 4 worlds, it's actually, I think, a disservice in a way because there are infinite worlds in Ecuador. So here, the vegetation is different. There are endemic plant and animal species that do not exist elsewhere, just here. And so it's also really sad that this area, even though it's one of the 4 most important bioregions, it's actually in danger. So this is one of the few places that you can experience this type of forest here, this private land, and then also the public reserve, which is protected. So it's just really sad. And why this is happening is, people, as we expand and want to eat more beef and want gasoline to be refined, like oil refineries and all of these things, we are clear cutting forests to make way for that. All right, so if you were wondering about Wi-Fi here, there is Wi-Fi in the restaurant, but not in the cabins. And in the region, data is actually kind of spotty, so I think it's best to just embrace being offline while you're here. I think that's also because I need it the most. I have a website, that's my full-time job, and then I now have this YouTube channel, and I really like to respond to people right away to let them know that I actually care about what they're saying and commenting. So if you're watching this, please leave a comment because I do care about them. But that means I'm really terrible about being on my phone. I can be on my phone too much. I can be scrolling because it's work, but I have to actually start setting boundaries. I know this, but I have still not set boundaries. And so that's why I think it's really nice to force myself. All right, so breakfast here is included. We've got some watermelon juice, cantaloupe, and then this is Majado. So I featured a lot of different plantain dishes. Majado is simply boiled plantain that's smashed. It's still hot. You put some cheese into it. It's really common to have throughout Ecuador. It's considered to be a very traditional, like cheap breakfast to have because it's so easy to make. It's often economical. Oh, but look at this. That doesn't mean because it's economical that it's not delicious. Look at this melted cheese, egg yolk on top. Oh, gooey cheese. Really good. And then the nice thing here, they make their own ají. This is just such a wonderful breakfast. It's also very hearty to have Majado. And so we're going on a hike next. So we definitely need some sustenance. And also you've been out walking for 3 hours. So he definitely needs it. This is pasado. So this is regular coffee, not instant. What a treat. So I just had a great chat with Johnny about the hiking here and then also the food, because last night I posted on Instagram the tonga with the shrimp, and somebody had asked me about it because they can't eat meat. So you can come here on Saturdays at the restaurant. They have a tonga festival, so they have shrimp, fish if you don't eat meat. And then also if you buy a tonga or a plato fuerte, you can hike here for free. If you don't buy either a tonga or a plato fuerte and you just want to hike, it's $5 per person and $2.50 for kids. All set with the delicious breakfast. So we're gonna go on one of the trails. So I believe there are 3 trails. The shortest one is 30 minutes, the longest one is 2 hours. Today, sadly, we're only staying one night and we're moving on. So we're gonna do the 30-minute trail because Andreas was out all morning, and so he's actually seen all of this, but he's gonna take me through it. So here at Pacoche, if you want to do a trail, it's $5 per person. But say you want to come on a Saturday, you want to have one of the tongas. If you order a tonga or a plato fuerte, you get to hike for free. So I actually think that's a great Saturday afternoon idea. Come here for lunch and then go for a hike. Or come here in the morning to hike and then have a tonga because you deserve it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, kids are $2.50 to get in. So they are not expected to eat a tonga. Things you need when you're coming to Pacoche Lodge is you definitely need bug repellent. We've used lots of it, a lot of it. You are out in a very dense forest. There's a lot of different kinds of birds. You do need pants, so I have pants on to do this. Unfortunately, no long sleeve shirt, but that's okay. Andreas is much better prepared because he's a bird watcher, so he's long sleeve shirt, long pants, hat, sunscreen, bug spray. I forgot, you need closed-toed shoes. So there are snakes, lizards, tarantulas on one of the trails. Definitely bring closed-toed shoes. I just have sneakers, that's enough. I just want to show you me by these giant leaves. These are giant. Like you could, it must be, you could put a tonga in it, that's for sure. I don't know if it would be tasty, but these are giant leaves. Like, this is my hand and it only covers one small part of this leaf. It's insane. I'm pretty sure Andreas once told me these are umbrella leaves, or people call them umbrella leaves because you can literally use them as an umbrella. Another thing I really like about this place is even this short walk, you can experience this forest and see how grand it is. It's pretty incredible. It just goes for so high. And so maybe you're not someone who wants to go on crazy hikes. Maybe you won't even go to the Amazon. That's like not your thing. But this is half an hour from Manta. You can absolutely come here for a morning or an afternoon and experience this. And it's an easy walk. There's a harder walk. It goes up the hill. We're not doing that one. Not today. Like it should be on Star Wars. I don't think I can. Oh, oh, it's chasing me. It's chasing me because I'm wearing a bright shirt. So Andres was just explaining something that Johnny shared with us earlier today, and that is that there's a hill system here that's kilometers long. It's called, in English, like the Pacoche Hills, and it's right next to the water, to the ocean. And so it creates this interesting microclimate, and this lodge is part of that microclimate. So in May and June, it's when you will see all of the birds. The monkeys are easy to find, like lots of wildlife, because all of the trees here are all fruiting. So you have all of this fruit all around, so the animals are all around. However, it also creates this microclimate of fog that rolls in, And people come here thinking that, you know, it's shorts and t-shirt weather because it's the coast, but actually this microclimate is really cold. And so it's like what you would get in the Andes, and you need to wear like a good sweater and pants. So people come here and they're shocked. They want to see all these animals, but they're freezing. Ecuador is really like that. It's just, you know, you can go 100 meters and the weather's totally different and the scenery is totally different. I think that's what makes this country so special, is all of this diversity in the ecosystem, in the weather, the climate, you have to be prepared. I'm going to do a packing video soon to share what I pack for here. And you literally have to be ready for all 4 seasons. Look at all that bamboo just stretching up and bending. And those are mosquitoes in front of my camera. This is why you need repellent. Right here we have this really nice long bench if you just want to sit, relax, enjoy this view. All right, so I was wrong. We were actually on the 2-hour loop. So the 2-hour loop is the most beautiful according to Andreas. You get to see lots of different things. Fortunately, we don't have 2 hours because we are headed further south down the coast. In the next video, I'm sharing more unique accommodation. I'm excited about this one because it is a tree house near the beach. Join my Patreon community for more behind the scenes and exclusive content you won't find elsewhere. You can also find me on Instagram, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All of these things make my day. Thank you so much for your support.